We are gonna start the future tenses again from basic to advanced. Let's get started. Future tenses, like before, we have controlled our present and past tenses. Right now, we are here to tackle with the future tenses, and hopefully, we are going to cover it in just 40 minutes. And without taking for the time, just I want to tell you that tenses is very important in our lives. Tenses is very important. If you want to learn English, then you have to go through it all. It is one of the basic things that you have to cover, and if you couldn't do the basic things, the future, the advanced things will never be beneficial for you. So right here we have four things to cover. The future simple tense, that is as always, it's very simple. And then we have the future uh, continuous, or you can say future progressive. Then we have future perfect, and last but not least, we have future perfect progressive. It will all the lecture will held in English language, and we have exercises and tests as well right here to practice, because our main goal is to learn tenses, not to know what tenses is actually. So we're covering from basic to advanced, so don't worry that you're not gonna get value right here. We have brought everything that you desire, that you want right here, so don't worry. Let's get started with the first thing. First, we need to know what is tenses actually. After that, we'll be able to know what is other things. So we have tenses right here. So the tenses has three different things right here. We need to know about it. The first thing is which works are going in what time. It tells us about it, which work is going in what time. It's all about work. And then we have which work had been done, which work had been done, and which work done, how much done. It's all about work. Tenses is all about work, and it's sometimes it's also about state and all those things. So these are the things we are going to discuss in tenses. Right here we have all the tenses, and today we are going to cover the future tenses. If you are listening to me, just tell me if my mic is working correctly or not. Now, in future tenses, we have four different things like future simple, future continuous, future perfect, and future perfect continuous. Or you can say progressive as well for continuous. Now we have future tenses as we have mentioned, indefinite or simple, both are same, and continuous and progressive are same. And other things are just like that. And this is the one thing that you have to know about before starting the session, that is believe in you. And you can do it, or you can say you're halfway there, halfway there. Just believe, just like it's a question. If you understand the question, you it means that you have done 50% of the answer. Just like that, if you believe in yourself, you can do anything. You can take this lecture from basic to advanced, and you can understand it as well. Now let's start it with the future simple tense. Future simple tense tells us about it is the uses of this tense. So uses as well is very important. Once you came to know that when and where we have to use the tense, then you can easily perform the action. You can easily do it. So uh, so the future tense will tell us, future in indefinite tense will tell us about an action that has not yet occurred, or it will occur in occur after saying in future. Or you can use it for any kind of prediction or anything that is going to happen in coming days, and you are sure about it. So this is all about uses of this tense. Now let's move on and talk about uh, its versions. We have four uh, different kinds, or you can say versions, or you can say types of this future indefinite or future simple tense. First one is affirmative, that is the positive sentence we mainly use in our daily life. And the next one is I will be telling you in after this. Affirmative is the positive version right here. So the construction to make is this: subject plus will, shall plus first form of the verb plus object or complement, something like that. So subject plus will shall is very important. Now right here, will shall is the helping verb for future. It is important to place right here, but we didn't find any kind of helping verb in present and past simple. The reason is that in future we have to place it because we can play with the verb only to make it future. Once you in present we place with the verb, either we have placed s or es to make it present simple, and in past we have played with the verb again, we made it, we used it its second form. But right here we are not doing anything like that. We can do actually, if we play with the verb again, it will become past, it will become present again. What you have to do is to make it future, you have to place the helping verb. That is mandatory, that is very important. So this is the actual reason, okay? So keep in mind that will shall will always be used in future tenses, and after that we have the first form of the verb and object. Let's take some examples so that you could understand it. The example goes like this: she will come, she will come. We have the subject, we have the helping verb, and we have the verb, main verb. And object is not important at all. She will come, we got the meaning, she will come, that is okay. Object is not important, but if you want you can place it, just it's not that important. Let's move on to the option number two, that is she will write a letter. She will write a letter. Again we have the subject, verb, main verb, article, and this is all of the object, a letter. So this is what you have got so far. And the thing that you might be feeling that this class is going too long, so don't worry, because you don't have to watch the clock. Do what it does, keep going, otherwise you will be from those people who just, you know, showed laziness and they couldn't do anything in their lives. So we have three students right here. Please tell me if I'm audible or not, because I have got a new mic. I'm checking if it is audible. Just tell me, I'm gonna start it. One, two, three. So, ladies and gentlemen, am I audible to all of you? Please tell me about it. Audible to all of you or audible? Just tell me first, because we're not gonna waste a single time. Tell me in the chat box. Am I working? Am I audible to all of you? Okay. If you could listen to my voice when I was just like a few seconds before, just let me know. Let me know so that I could use that mic again. If you couldn't listen me, then we are going to do other things as well. So the negative version and this interrogative structure is also right here. Now let's get into this negative first. Negative only means the thing you're gonna make negative. Just like the structure will always goes like that, but think that negativity will be placed just after the helping verb and the main verb. So examples like this: I will not tell a lie. I will not tell a lie. So the negativity has been placed between the main verb and the helping verb, and after that we have placed other things, just like in the affirmative version. She will not watch the movie. She will not try hard. They are not working correctly. No, they will not work hard. Is these all things are get into the negative version. Just you have a affirmative structure, and you can place not to make it negative. Let's move on to interrogative structure, and now let us talk about the interrogative structure that will start with the helping verb. Actually, all of the interrogative structure will always start with helping verbs, but right here the specific helping verbs are will and shall plus subject plus first form of the verb and the object. This is just like the affirmative version, but what you have to do is to place the helping verb in the beginning of the sentence. Now we have some examples to make you understand. First one is, will you watch the movie on YouTube? Will you watch the movie on YouTube? And will he read the book? And last but not least, will you write the novel? So all these examples goes for this thing. Now let's move on and talk about last version of this last form of the future simple, that is double interrogative structure. Double means uh, it is pretty common, pretty acceptable that a double always means twice, like you're asking two questions at the same time in the same sentence. Let's check out if it is working or not. Now we have the WH version and the subject, then will, shall, and the main verb as usual, and then the question mark is important. I forgot to tell you that in right here we also have to place the helping word question mark. That is important. If you miss question mark, then your sentence will never be a question. Examples right there. Why will you come? Why will you call me? Huh? Why will you call me? So I told you that we have two different questions right here. First one is, will you call me? This is the first question. And then you have added the WH version right here. Why will you call me? First you ask him, will you call me? He could answer yes and no. But you moved on and said, why will you call me? So you know that the person will call and you want to know the reason of it. What makes him call you? So this is what I wanted to tell you. Let's get into some kind of question and answers. This will help you understand it and get a deeper insight of this future tense. Let's take the first question. Which sentence is in the future simple tense? What you have to do is to find out will and shall in your sentence, will and shall, to check if it is in future tense or not. And second thing is that you have to check if after will and shall you do have the first form of the verb. Let's check where is will and shall. Here we have the will, so we don't have will anywhere else, so this is the actual answer. So which verb form is used in future simple tense? I told you first form of the verb, that is the base form of the verb. Actually first form or base form is actually almost same, there is a bit difference. Third question. What is the correct form of the verb to went? To went. The future simple tense is go. Just like the base form of the verb is go. We're not playing with the verb actually. Right here we have the will and shall to play with. Which of the following is a regular verb in the future simple tense? Regular verb? Yeah, we have watch. Watch is as a regular verb and remove the ed after the main verb. Last question, in which of the following situation will you use future simple tense? I told you that we are using uh, future simple tense to describe an action that will happen in the future. That will happen in the future, or you can say we have any kind of prediction for that action. Like we want to predict that something are gonna happen, or you can say I'm- I will be giving you a grand test at the end of the session that will help you come out and understand it way more better than this version. Let's get into the future continuous tense, that is way more important and it has a lot of usage. It is used to express an ongoing action and or continued action in future. We have the affirmative version right here. Just like that, you have to keep in mind that it is always continuous, means always an ongoing action or a continued action. So we are making its construction like this: subject plus will shall as always, and then we are adding another thing that is be to make sure that we are going to talk about an ongoing action with the ing form of the verb and object. For example, I will be studying means I will be studying. You are not studying right now, but in future you are gonna study, and the action will be ongoing and continued in future. That is the main reason that you're saying I will be studying. I will be watching Kurulus Osmana Turkish series. I will be learning English. I will be having fun. There are so many examples we can make, and it's very important. Like you mainly use these sentences in your daily life. Once you come to know about it, like you can use it actually. Now we have the negative structure right here, that is subject plus will shall plus not plus be. Just like not is being placed between will shall and be, and after that we have the first form of the verb and the ing form of the verb and the object. For example, I will not be making mistake. I will not be making mistakes. She will not be writing a letter. They will not be having fun. Ali will not be working hard. These are all examples you can make for negative structure of future continuous tense. Now we have the interrogative. As always, we'll be placing the main helping verb right here. This is not actually the helping verb. It is just placing right here to make sure we have the future continuous tense. So this subject we place be form of the verb, and then we have the fourth form of the verb and the object, and last but not least the compulsory thing, that is question mark. For example, will you be watching TV? Will they be working hard? Will she be writing later? All these things is very important, and the main thing that is very important for your life is success is not final, failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts, because once you get success you will have another things to chase. You might be thinking that when I get that a goal, I will be successful. Once you reach that goal, you have much things to chase. So don't think that success is a destination. It's a journey that will never end. So double interrogative sentence right here. We have the WH form and the will shall, then subject, then this one, and then write this. Where will they be going to library? Double question. Will they be going to library? Yes. Where will they be going to library? Maybe the location and address of that thing you have to tell us about. Let's move on and take some questions. Which sentence is in the future continuous tense? What you have to do is will and shall. After that, we have the be and the fourth form of the verb. This is how you can find out any kind of thing in future continuous. For example, they will be arriving. Second form, the second one, they will be arriving at the airport. They will be arriving at the airport. Second one is very important, and that is actually the future continuous tense. Now we have which verb form is used in the future continuous tense, huh? The present participle means four form of the verb. Third question, which is the correct form of to be? To be, will be actually. Which of the following is the correct sentence in the future continuous tense? Will be. She will be singing at the concert next week. Last question. Uses of the future continuous tense. We don't have the perfect uses right here, but you can say that an action to describe an action that will happen in future, that will be an ongoing action, or a continuous action. Okay, let's move on and talk about another tense. We're just summing up. We're not taking a lot of time. Um, Now we come on and talk about future perfect tense. Actually, it is very important, and it is you can say uh, we mainly use these type of tenses in our daily life. Once you tackle and come to know and how to use tenses, then you will become a good speaker in English. Doesn't matter if you have practiced a lot of speaking or not. Once you learn how to use tenses, then you will never make mistake in your speaking or your writing as well. So we have future simple tense, future perfect tense, sorry. It is used to express three things: an action that will happen, that an action which will happen or occur in future and will be ended or completed by a certain time in future. This is what you have to keep in your mind and understand it. Something will happen in future and it will be ended at certain time, by a certain time in future. Like we know its starting point and its ending point, or you can say the completion point in future. This is kind of funny. So let's check if it could happen as well. Affirmative version will be started with subject plus will shall plus have. Perfect version always have has as a helping verb, and then the third form of the verb is always, and then the object plus anything else. Now we have some examples. They will have shifted the house by Sunday. morning. Like they will be going, they are going to shift the house, and then um the action will be completed by Sunday morning. So action is starting and it will also be ending or completed by a certain time. Okay, last, I will have watched the series. I will have watched the series. Yeah, I will be watching and I will be ending the series watching. So, challenges are what makes things possible. Let's move on and talk about the negative structure, that is subject plus will shall plus not and have plus third form of the verb plus object. Let's take some examples. She will not have written a letter. She will not have written a letter. In future, something gonna like that. I told you, you have to keep in mind what is actually the uses of the future perfect tense, and you will be understanding these kind of examples. Let's get into the interrogative version. We have the will and shall in the beginning, and the subject. After subject we have, and the third form of the verb and the object. For examples, will have you watched the TV? Will have you watched the TV? Will she not have written later? Something like that. Now we have the double interrogative sentence. Will WH. My pen is not working actually. I'm not sure what happened. WH question, then will shall plus subject plus have had, and then all those things. For example, um, why will she have written later? Why will she have written later? Hmm? Yes. Why will she has written a letter? Maybe she has should be right here. So move on and don't waste a lot of time right here. We have to use which sentence. Which sentence? So once you come to know that, we have to use have, before have, will have, and then the third form of the verb, that is any kind of third form of the verb. Let's check if we have any kind of example like that. They will have lunch at the restaurant. This is the actual answer. Now we have to use the past participle as a main verb. And to have means will have, and which is the correct sentence. So we don't have any kind of perfect incorrect sentence right here. Please check it right here if there is any. In which of the following situations? So we have the situations right here describing action that will happen in future and will be ended by a certain time. By a certain time. Okay, let's move on and talk about the last form. Last form, that is our uh, if you have any question, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to ask in the comment section. I'm having an eye over there. I'm having an eagle's eye over there. Last but not least, the future perfect continuous or future progressive, future perfect progressive. It is used to talk about an action that will commence at a fixed time. This is the first thing, that will commence in a fixed time in future and will continue for some time in future. Two things, that will commence at a fixed time in future and will continue for some time in future. This is actually the thing you have to keep in your mind. Something is going to happen in future at certain time, fixed time, and then it will also be continuing for a while in future as well. Let's take the formative version, that is subject plus will shall plus have been. Been has been added, that is the extra thing, superfluous right here, and then the fourth form of the verb and the object, full stop at the end of the sentence. Examples: she will have been writing a letter. They will have been staying for weeks. She will have been writing a letter. Like the action will be starting in the future, that is writing a letter at a fixed time. And then what's happening is that uh, the action has been continue for some time, that is she has been writing a letter. The letter writing will take some time in future, That is what we have to make right here. A certain time would be she will have been writing a letter um, for 2 hours. You can add for 2 hours to make it fixed, but that is not actually important. They will have been staying for weeks. That is also simple. Okay, let's move on and talk about interrogative, negative interrogative. Actually, negative structure right here. We are adding not after the helping verb, and then we are adding the have been, and then the first form and ng form of the verb and object. Make sure to remember that we are adding not between the helping verbs will, shall, and have been. Okay, let's take examples. She will not have been writing a letter. They will not have been taking the classes properly. These are could be the examples of the negative structure. Now we have the interrogative structure, that is will, shall will be in the beginning, and then the subject, then the have been after that, then the fourth form of the object, a verb, and then the object with question mark. Examples: they will have been staying for weeks. Will they have been staying for weeks? This is what question we're asking. In future they will come and will stay for a while. The action will be continued for a while, and we are asking, will they have been staying for a while, for a week? This is the motivation that you have to keep in your life, that is, success is the sum of small efforts repeated day in a day out. Success will never be a point of consuming things in a day. It will be a small steps that you are gonna take on daily basis, and that will determine your future. What you are gonna do in your future is totally dependent on the actions, small steps that you are taking on daily basis. Now, double interrogative sentence right here. WH, I forget to place right here what is WH question. My pen is not working, so manage. We're adding the WH question, WH first, and then the will, shall, WH first, and then will, shall, then subject, then all those rest, and just like in the negative structure, in the interrogative structure. For example, why will she have been writing a letter? Why will she have been writing a letter? Hmm? Why will they have been swimming for the whole day? Let's take some examples, some questions right here. Which sentence is in future perfect tense? What you have to do is you will be using will always be placed in future tenses. And then after will, what you have to check is have, and then been. Been is also important. Check out if you have any kind of thing like that. Here we have. So which verb form we are using it? We are using the present participle, fourth form of the verb. Now to be, will have been, which is the correct sentence. So this is the correct sentence. He will have been working at the company for 10 years next month. Why am I able to solve these questions in no time? Just because of the reason that I have made practice. I have come to know when and where we have to use. I have come to know what is the trick to find the perfect future perfect continuous tense. Once you come to know about it, you will be able to solve questions in no time. Just it will be a piece of cake for you. It will be as easy as a pie for you. Okay. In which of the following situations you are gonna use future continuous tense? Just like this, action that no, describe an action that is also not actually. So we don't have the actual thing right here. We are gonna use the future perfect continuous tense if an action is gonna um, ongoing in future for a perfect and for fixed timing, and then uh, the action will also be continued for a while. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we have covered all these things so far. Now we have got into the grand test, like where you have to check your potential, how much you could solve things. And once you come to know about your potential, then you will be able to find out if you have to work more and sweat more on this thing, or you have to go forward. Let's take the summary of the tenses first, so that you could understand and get things all done again right here. This is important. Keep note of this thing. So when we are using the future simple tense, uses of to express a prediction or certainty about the future. The construction will goes like this: will shall plus base form of the verb. Example: I will go to the party night. Okay, let's move on and talk about the future continuous tense, that is to express an action that will be in progress at a certain point in the future. Now, we'll be using will be plus full form of the verb, and then at 7 p.m. I will be watching a movie. This is the example. At 7 p.m. I will be watching a movie. Now we have the future perfect to express the completion of action before a certain point in the future. Will shall will have plus third form of the verb. By next year, I will have graduated from college. Hmm, simple. Future perfect continuous to express the duration of an action that will continue until a point in the future. Will have been plus fourth form of the verb. Okay. Last, by the time he arrives, I will have been waiting for an hour. Okay. Let's move on and take the grand test right here, ladies and gentlemen. He will go out with our friends as soon as we dish this. Okay, what you have to do is, uh, we have 15 to 20 questions right here, and you have to give yourself marks honestly. You don't have to cheat. If you could solve the question, give yourself 1 mark, or if you couldn't solve the question, then give yourself 0 mark. And at the end of the time, what you have got so far, 10 out of 15, uh, 10 out of 17, something like that, you need to tell me in the comment section what how much you have scored. Okay, that will help me find out how much potential my students have right now. Okay, this is so simple. We are using finish only. Finish. Okay, we are using finish because we have got the will right here, and it is a prediction, or you can say certainty. So finish will be adding right here, just without adding something else. Okay. Okay, the next question right here. By the time we get there, the film will have mhm, will have be begun. Will have begun. Why we are using that form? Because by the time you're gonna reach that destination, the movie has been ended. So we are using the future perfect tense right here. Will have begun. Look at those clouds. It it will be it will be raining. It is going to rain. What should be the answer in your opinion? But look at the clouds. The action is gonna start. It is not started yet. So what tense you're gonna use right here? It is going to rain, or it is gonna raining, going to raining. What are you going to use right here? If you ask me, I will be using, look at those clouds. Uh, it will be raining. I think we have to use the future for a continuous tense. What do you think? Let's move on and talk about the fourth one. I will meet her this evening. I will meet her. This is all about certainty, an action that will happen. So you are gonna meet her, so that's okay. I will meet her this evening. Don't call at 6 a.m. or 6 something. I will be doing my homework then. I will be. At that time I will be doing my homework, so don't call me, okay? So we are using the future continuous. Let's move on and talk about the question number 6. Perhaps I will be seeing you tomorrow. Perhaps I will see you. I will I will see you tomorrow because it is a prediction. Like maybe I could see you, maybe I could meet you tomorrow. So I can just make a prediction that we are gonna meet. So you're gonna use the future simple tense right here. So will see you tomorrow. Now, I forgot the keys, car keys. Don't worry, I will get them for you. This was simple, so it is getting in my mind. What would you place if I didn't tell you that fast? What was your answer? Question number 8. What time did the bus arrive? What time will the bus be arriving? You are talking about the exact certain time, so you can say, what time will the bus arrive? And then the question mark. He will be spending all his money by the end of the week. He will have been. Better to place the future perfect tense because the person is going to start and going to action the end, going to end the action as well. So he will have spent, or you can spend all his money, will have spent all his money by the end of the week. So future perfect tense right here. Question number 10. I will pay all my debt in a week's time. I will have been paying. I will be paying, or you can say you're gonna do this thing. It is certain. Use the future simple tense, that is, I will pay all my debts in a week's time. Now let's take a difficult type questions. It is difficult than that one. That was simple, so it is difficult. I need to say difficult. My father hasn't got much hair. He dash lose it all soon. Like what should you say? It is a prediction, so he will lose. This type of predictions is highly prohibited. Don't make predictions like that, okay? In 150 years, man will be likely to be a bald. Will be a bald. Will likely will be likely a hmm. In 150 years, man will be likely a bald. What should be your answer? What is your answer? Are you telling me in the comment section? I'm not sure if you're there or not. Okay. In 150 years, man, you have to come, and in which sense the sentence has been used, you have to go through that, okay? Let's check in which sense the sentence has been placed. In 150 years, man, they likely be built. Like in future, something gonna happen, and the action are gonna complete it as well. So you have to use the future perfect, okay? In 150 years, men have likely be built. Future perfect. Future perfect. Simple it was. When I have saved some money, when I have saved some money, I will be buying a new iPad. Like I will be buying a new iPad. Future continuous. My pen is not working, so you have to manage. I'm saying everything that you have to write. Just write those things in your notebook, okay? Everybody expects the honor. Everybody expects the honors will be signing the agreement with Bill Gates company. Will be signing uh will have signed the agreement with Bill Gates company. No. Here you are talking about expectations. Expectations, predictions, and certainty things are always be in future simple. Everybody expects the owner will sign the agreement with Bill Gates, a company. Okay, be careful. Janice will have money problems this week. Future perfect. right here. Don't phone me this evening. I will be studying for my English exam. A continuous action, so future continuous. Let's have a snake dinner. Future continuous. Let's have a snake. Dinner will not be ready for another hour. Dinner, another hour. A prediction. Dinner will not will not be ready for another hour. What? Okay, I will fix it in a minute. I will fix it in a minute. I will fix it in a minute. So it was simple, future simple. I will clean the house before mom come. It is also future simple. Will has been placed right here. I will clean the house before mom come. So before my mom come right at home, I will be cleaning the home perfectly. The water is already very hot. I will boil it. It will boil it. It will boil in future. Okay, it will boil in a minute. It was simple. You guys are just, I got bothered. So let's get end up with the session. Thank you so much. I would like to say thank you so much. What I expect from you, subscribe is one subscribe from your side, and then I expect a like button from your side as well. Last but not least, I want you to share it with your friends and family members. That is very important. And don't forget to join our WhatsApp group where you will find where you will be able to come out what are we doing, like we are arranging question and answer sessions right there. If you want to join our WhatsApp class group, you need to check out the description. So thank you so much, and you can also watch the present and future tense, present and past tense, and all other examples and all other um, lectures we have taken so far. So thank you so much. I just want to take leave from your side. We have taken 40 minutes as per we have mentioned. Thank you so much, and don't forget to do these things that I asked for. I will be highly appreciated. It will be highly appreciated, and it will also make me motivate to do more and more. So thank you so much. Allah Hafiz.